Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to be telling you the physical changes that have happened to me over the course of the past 12 months that I've been on hormone replacement therapy. So before I start, I just want to say the first month of me being on testosterone, my cc's were 0.5 every 2 weeks, and after that it was increased to 1 cc every 2 weeks and I'm mentioning my dosage because the physical changes that happen to you vary depending on your genetics and your dosage. So I've got 11 things that I'm going to list out, and they're the changes that happen to female to male transgenders, and I'm going to say whether or not they happen to me, and I'm also going to tell you when they happen to me and when I think that these changes became noticeable. So the first thing I'm going to discuss is the voice. With me, I noticed that my voice started changing within the first couple weeks. Within 2 months, I noticed that my voice was deeper. In the first couple weeks, I felt like I had like something stuck right here in my throat, like I was gonna cry all the time. And gradually my voice has just gotten deeper and deeper every single month. And I have to say, I think it's my biggest change, and it's my probably most favorite change. I love how deep my voice is, and I think it's crazy how I used to sound.
This is my voice, 2 days on testosterone. Hey, my name is Alex, and this is my voice, 6 days on T.
Hey, my name is Alex, and this is my voice, 2.5 months on T. Hey, my name is Alex, and this is my voice, 4 months on T. Hey, my name is Alex, and this is my voice, 5 months on testosterone. Hey, my name is Alex, and this is my voice, 6 months on testosterone. Hey, my name is Alex, and this is my voice, 7 months on testosterone. Hey, my name is Alex, and this is my voice, 9 months on testosterone. Hey, my name is Alex, and this is my voice, 1 year on testosterone. Next, body fat and muscles. Around 3 months, I noticed that my skin was looking a lot different. Yeah, it was more oily, but I just saw that my skin looked tighter against my body, or at least I looked more muscular. Like it didn't look like as soft, and my veins started showing a lot more. And on top of that, after 3 months, I found it easier to gain muscle mass. I noticed that it was a lot easier to gain muscle in my shoulders. It was a lot easier for me to work out longer, to pick up heavier weights. And then around 6 months, I noticed that my abdomen was changing to a more masculine shape, kind of not curved but more linear, but it's still curved to me. I don't think it's changed drastically, but I know that it has changed, and you'll see in the pictures that I provide that it has changed. Another thing that I want to mention is with the fat in my abdomen changing and it looking more masculine, the pouch that's basically there that a lot of male to females tend to find that they end up having completely disappeared, and I'll show that in the pictures as well. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's like the little pouch on your lower stomach, and that's completely gone now. I see more of a V shape, more of a muscular shape, but again, I'm very thin. I'm lean, but I'm not, very muscular, and nor am I very heavy. I'm only about 125 pounds, honestly, and I'm only 5'3". So other places that I noticed fat moving from as well was my chest, which I'll get into later, my thighs, and my rear end. I also noticed that I lost weight in those areas, and it's just not as big as it used to, but I never really had like huge thighs. I think I have like thick legs, but it's not, I never had like wide set hips. I was more of like a wide set shoulder type of person, which I think is why a lot of people notice how broad my shoulders look now, but they honestly were pretty broad before. We're gonna go into body hair and facial hair. So my body hair started filling out around 3 months on testosterone, and I kind of noticed like everywhere throughout my body, my hair is just filling out. It's the blonde hair are starting to become longer, that like the blonde hair that I have. So like on my arm, I never really had dark hair. Even if you can see, it's not really even dark right now. So it's kind of like they're blonde hairs all over my face. You know, those hairs that everyone has. So those blonde hairs are growing longer, and then they're turning brown, and that's been happening since 3 months. I've really noticed it, and but it's very gradual. It's very slow, especially on my face. You know, I don't think my mustache became noticeable till about like 9 months on T. My chin hair became noticeable around 12 months on T, and it's not even a lot anyway. You'll see in the pictures that I provide, it's still blonde here, and they're slowly just turning brown. And I mean, that's the way it is. I spoke to my father, and he said that he has trouble growing a beard. So, you know, as this works with genetics, I understand why, you know, this would happen to me. You know, it's something that I'm disappointed about, but also this is just how it is for me. And, you know, I can compare my journey to other people's, but I shouldn't, and no one should. So I'm happy with my progress. So with the body hair, like I said, all the hair is kind of filling out. Things like my happy trail and my legs are a lot hairier. I have no chest hair. I have hair on my stomach, like besides the happy trail, like on the other sides of my abdomen, but it's not a lot. It's just, again, the blonde hair's kind of brown, darkening, but not too much. So I didn't get extremely hairy in the first year, and I'm not sure if I will. Again, the hair process takes years to like really complete, and it's gonna be part of the transition the whole time you're really in it, I guess. So next I'm gonna get into my hair on my head and my hairline. So I definitely did notice that my hairline changed right here. It kind of went back a little bit, but that's about it. That's the only difference in my hair. Besides the fact that I cut it all off. Well, I used to have like a long mohawk type of thing. Now I just have this short cut, and the only thing I noticed with my hairline again is that it kind of receded right here, but I have not noticed any type of hair loss or thinning in the past 12 months. Next, I'm gonna get into bone size, and although I did not gain any height at all, I thought this was an interesting thing that I found, is that the mass of your bones while you're on testosterone could increase, and I thought that was pretty interesting, but I'm not sure if that's happened to me. I have no idea how I would really be able to tell, and I just thought that was an interesting thing to add into the video. But again, for people that are asking me, you do not grow in height on testosterone. Unfortunately, once you go through your first puberty, your height is, you know, cemented, and there's not really a chance of you increasing in height. Maybe it happens. I'm not really sure. I've never seen that happen for anybody. But again, your height doesn't increase. Your hands don't get bigger. Your feet don't get bigger. Maybe they might get wider, and that might make you increase your shoe size, but other than that, I don't believe that happened. Number 6 is menstrual cycle, and mine ceased for me at 4 months on testosterone. So next we're gonna get into libido and sexual appetite, which is something that increases on testosterone, and that did happen to me. For me, I feel like it's in waves. Like some months I feel like my sexual appetite is increased, and sometimes I feel like it's decreased. I don't feel like I'm, you know, sex crazed or I want it a lot. I just notice though that there's times that I do tend to pay more attention to that, and that's more on my mind. But again, I don't think it's, you know, spiked up so much that I notice a crazy difference. Now on testosterone, your clitoris does grow in size, and mine I did experience that. I think I noticed it around 3 months, and gradually throughout the whole time it's been increasing in size. Now don't get me, now when you think about that, it's not like it's growing inches or anything like that. It's probably centimeters, half a centimeter at a time, but I noticed it because it's my body. So the 9th one, we're gonna go right back to chest area, and I'm gonna just talk a little bit more about the redistribution that happened there, because it was a lot, and they're a lot less firm. You know, they kind of just drop down a little. Before I started testosterone, I was like an A. I wore sports bras for a lot of years before I even started T, because I stopped wearing bras a long time ago. And you know, I just definitely noticed around 3 months, and then gradually throughout these whole months, that they've been decreasing in size. But around 4 months, I would say, I noticed that I kind of saw them shift, like reduce like half in size, and then after that it's been really minimal. I've also noticed that my areolas are shrinking in size as well, and that happens, or that's happened for me. But unfortunately, I still do look into top surgery. I want to have top surgery. So 10, skin, and that is probably the thing I've had the most trouble with, because I hate acne. And I had just like really gotten over my acne before I started this transition, so I kind of went right back into something that I just finished getting over. But it is what it is, and I'm just trying to make right decisions. My skin is, I guess, a lot more oily, and I had noticed breakouts on my face and breakouts on my back. They're not crazy. They were worse in the beginning. Again, like a lot of things start to really hit around 3-4 months, or at least it did for me. And around 3-4 months, I started noticing it was getting bad, and then like 6-7 months it was just getting worse, and then 9-10 months it was getting a little bit better, and now it's getting even more better. And I don't know if that's due to me like trying to cut out dairy, and pretty much cutting out dairy from my diet, and also just trying to be healthier. But yeah, I think it's both. And I also like wash my face a lot, and I'm really adamant about keeping my face clean and trying to like get rid of the oil when I feel like my face is really oily. Although you shouldn't wash your face too much, because you're just gonna get rid of the natural oils that do help your face and skin. So before I get into the last thing, which is my feelings and my mood overall through this whole transition, I want to say that a lot of these changes have had 2 factors that may have caused them, and that is the testosterone and the fact that I'm working out. Now, throughout my transition, I didn't work out a lot. I don't think working out really made most of the change, but I do want to say that I did work out during this time. So, you know, it wasn't just the testosterone alone, it was also me putting an effort in the gym to gain some muscle mass and really try to bulk up and look a little bit different, look a little more lean, look a little more masculine, look a little more muscular. Alright, so lastly, my mood and my feelings. I will say, I think I've changed a lot. I think I'm a happier person. Well, I know I am. I know that I'm different in a lot of ways that I can't really describe. Like, I just do things more, and I hate how that sounds, because it doesn't make any sense. But like, you know, from little things, like if I see the dishes in the sink, I won't wait as much, I'll go and do it. Or if I need to speak up for myself, I won't be quiet. I'll actually say it. Or I won't say, oh, I'll do that later. I'll actually do it. But again, that's a battle with me. Like, I think the tea helped the test. I feel like the testosterone had a factor with that. But it's also me being more confident with myself. I think a lot of the changes are hard to describe, whether they're from tea or whether they're from the fact that you're changing and you feel more connected with yourself, you feel more confident, you feel like you're not afraid to speak, or at least that's the thing with me. I felt socially awkward a lot, and I feel like that was because of how I was feeling about myself. I didn't know who I was, what I wanted. I was upset about things and I didn't know why, and I kind of like, when I really understood myself and what was going on, and I really felt like, okay, now I'm really being true to myself. I know what's going on. A lot of things came into place for me, and I'm not saying like I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I do everything right, but I have like a way more clear head about things, and I try just to really be more genuine, be more happy, be everything I can be to be positive. And I kind of don't even feel negative anyway. Like, I don't see a point in being negative or having negative people in my life at all. So yeah. And I feel like I kind of know where I'm going, even though I don't. Because before I felt like I was waiting to become an adult, and now I feel like I am becoming an adult, and I am making my decisions for myself, and I am choosing the right path for my life. Do I feel like a man? I bring this question up because before I started my transition, or after I started my transition, when I told people I feel like a boy, because I think that's a lot of us say, I feel like a boy, so I want to turn into one. A lot of people, they will ask you, well, how do you know what a boy feels like, to say that you feel like a boy? And that was a question that really threw me for a loop. I was like, how do I know? And it really made me question me transitioning. And I have to say this, number one, not every girl thinks the same, and not every guy thinks the same. If I, or rather, feels the same. If I was to still identify as a woman and never have transitioned, I definitely would say I don't feel like every other woman, because not every other woman felt the way I did, and not every woman feels the same. So obviously not every man does, and that's besides the point. I feel like I've always been a man. Matter of fact, I feel like when I was younger, I was a boy. And although I was born female, so yeah, I was a female, in my mind, I always wanted to grow up to be a man. I always wanted to grow up to be a father. This is something that I actually thought would happen when I was younger, and as I kept living, I kind of developed this fantasy life in my imagination, I would always have these scenarios playing of my life and what it would be like as the man that I wanted to be. And those dreams, those scenarios completely stopped, because I am that man now, and I'm not living vicariously. I am me, and I've always been this person. I've just been hiding them. I've been hiding it. I've been wishing for it. I've been thinking that it's gonna happen. When I was younger, I was saddened when I realized that it never would, that there was nothing that could miraculously turn me into a man. And yeah, I may never be the same as a biological male, but that doesn't define me or me being a male, and it shouldn't, validate it either, and it shouldn't be the determining factor of whether or not you should call me a fucking guy. And sorry for cursing, but it's just, I hate when I see that around and people pushing that idea that you don't have to respect a transgender person for doing this. I don't look like a girl, so why would you call me one? I don't understand. But I digress. I am a man. I've always have been. And now you've seen me go through a year of puberty to turn into the man that I always have been. And I am so happy for my changes. I am so happy for all the people that I've met during this time. I'm so happy for the opportunity that I've been given to share my story, to be open, to be out for those who can't be. And I'm so proud of that. And I'm so proud of the transgender community and all the transgender people I see, and the LGBT community as well. But this has just really changed my life a lot, and I cannot thank the transgender community and the people who have brought us to where we are for making me feel like I could do this. So I don't know what it's gonna be like with the physical changes in the next year. I don't know what type of videos I'll be doing for that, and I'll see whether it's gonna be 3 months or 6 months apart, and what I'll be providing for you. I do want to show a lot more videos. I do want to help a lot more brothers. I don't want this to end here, and so I just want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank you for being a part of this. I want to thank you for caring, and I want to tell you, if you're watching this, to do what you have to do to be who you are. Don't let anyone stop you, and don't be afraid. And also, you don't need to be on testosterone or hormones to be transgender. But if this is what you want, and this is what you feel like you need, then make the right steps to change your life, and look into it, and really grab a hold of your life, because it's just gonna keep passing you by. So again, thank you so much. I will try to be so again, thank you so much for watching. I will provide more videos in the future for you guys. I'm actually going to come out with a whole timeline of all my pictures that I have. I have a lot of pictures. It's going to take me a long time to put it together. I thought maybe I will be able to put both these videos out the same day, but it's a lot of pictures that I have to organize and set up, and I want it to be nice for you guys to see it. So yeah, if not, next week. And yeah, thanks again, guys, and I'll see you next time.